Hi, this is Ed Kelly, the founder of Summit Journey Coaching. Let's take a journey back to the first day of this year's school session. And were you one of the students who were basically just thinking about getting through their classes and eventually getting through enough classes to be able to graduate? Or were you one of the students who were 100% clear about what you wanted to accomplish for the year? Was there a written plan in place for what you wanted to accomplish, and a plan for what you will do after you move to the next level of education, or what you will do as you move out into the workforce? This lesson about goal achievement is for students. It's directed towards those of you who either are students, high school or college, or perhaps those of you who are parents or guardians of students, and you want to help them accomplish their education goals. Well, let's jump into the lesson. The 5 simple steps to goal achievement are: first, have a goal; second, have a plan; third, work that plan; fourth, control your direction; and the 5th step is to throw off any discouragement that may show up. So of course we start with step number 1, have a goal. Well, what is your goal with school? Is it clear? Is it in writing? A simple goal would be to graduate, and that's a good goal. That's a very worthy goal. But there are many, many others that you might consider and then write down and then work to achieve those goals. Let's look at a few possible goals. One goal might be to earn a 3.5 GPA. Another goal might be to become the editor of the school newspaper. Perhaps another goal would be to learn Italian. That's a good goal. And maybe even spend a year in Rome as part of that goal. An additional goal might be to interview 30 very successful people before you graduate, 30 people, and do 4 internships, perhaps with some of those people, before you graduate, so that you're gaining real-life experience and you're building a great network. Well, there are an infinite number of goals that you might consider. Let's just take one and work it through our 5 simple steps model. Let's use this as our goal. Learn to speak Italian fluently and spend at least 2 semesters studying in Rome. Well, that sounds like a great goal. In fact, maybe I'll go back to college so I can try to achieve that particular goal. Well, once we have a goal, now we need to have a plan to accomplish that goal. The plan is simply a set of key activities, steps that we will take, key activities, steps that we'll take towards accomplishing our goal. And there are 3 kinds of key activities. The first type of key activity is a planning key activity, thinking things out, planning it out before you start the work. The second type of key activity is an implementing key activity. This is where you do the work. Most of us know you need to do that. Sometimes we forget about the planning activity. The third type of key activity is follow-up activities. Well, many of us forget about that. After you accomplish the goal, what steps might you need to take once you're finished? You write these out. It's not hard, it's not complicated. In fact, the shorter and clearer your key activities, the better. So once you have a plan, and it's simple and clear, the next step in the process is to work the plan. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? Doing the key activities. In terms of this goal, the work might be going to Italian class, not skipping classes, practicing your Italian grammar, spending hours, probably hundreds of hours, in Italian conversations with other students, hopefully with some people who speak Italian fluently, honing your Italian pronunciation, mastering those verb tenses, and then eventually learning the idioms, the idiosyncrasies of the language. So this is really about doing the work, the hard work, to accomplish the goal. As you begin to do that work, you may find that it's difficult to stay on target. It's easy to be taken off course. So the fourth step in the 5 simple steps to goal achievement is to control your direction. You may want to achieve your goal of fluency in Italian, but many things will conspire to take you off direction from your goal. A few of these things could be perhaps an illness. You might be sick for a period of time. Demands from other professors in other classes, just a pile of work that you have to do for other courses. Family emergencies that come up. You might be in an accident of some sort. And the challenge here is to refocus, to keep your focus on your goal, to not lose the direction, the place where you're trying to head, in this case being fluent and getting to Rome for a couple of semesters. Finally, the 5th step in the process is to throw off discouragement. Everyone gets discouraged. Our doubts creep in, we get tired, we get emotional, maybe not in positive ways. Things may not be as easy as we hoped. So this step of throwing off discouragement, is really a mental battle, and the battle takes place in our own heads. We can throw off discouragement, and we can choose, and it is a choice, choose to get back to work despite being discouraged. It's very simple. Throw off discouragement, but it's not often very easy. It's one of those interesting things in life. Not easy, but very simple. Okay, let's review. The 5 simple steps to goal achievement are: first, have a goal. Second, have a plan for that goal and the key activities that go with it. Third, work that plan. Get to work. Fourth, control direction when the world conspires to take you off course. And fifth, throw off the discouragement when your own mind works against you and you're getting discouraged. All right, well, let's get into action on this lesson, and let's put it to use right away with a few simple action steps. Go to the website, summitjourneycoaching.com, register, it's free, and use the following tools. One thing you might do is go to your workbooks, your notebooks, and write the 5 steps. So you've listened to it, I've said it several times, you go write it, so you're kind of reinforcing it and getting it down. And you can do this again in your notebooks. Or if you prefer, go to the notes section where there's some post-it notes, or make a list that shows these 5 steps. A second action step you can take is to go to the goals section and write your goals for the year. So if you already have some, you can work a little bit more on them inside the goals section. If you don't have any, it's a great time for you to write some goals that have to do with your education and the rest of this school year. Finally, you can take 10 or 15 minutes and write in your journal just some personal thoughts. Write in your journal some personal thoughts about how you can make the rest of this school year and the rest of your education experience the best possible experience that you can have. Learning this simple process, the 5 simple steps to goal achievement, will not only enhance your education experience, but it will make a powerful difference in the rest of your life. Thank you. I wish you great success with this lesson.